Hello, my fellow humans. Welcome back to another Daily Dice, where you ask the dice for a message and find out what that is. First, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, for showing up as an amazing part of this tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. For those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And if this message does resonate with you, make sure to like, to comment down below, and to subscribe. So that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and get a message. We're just going to ask what Source wants to say today. Okay, so Source, what daily dice message do you have for my fellow humans today? What daily dice message do you have for my fellow humans? What would you like us to know, Source? What daily dice message do you have today for us? So we've got Libra 8th house and Pluto energy. So a lot of Scorpio energy coming out as well. Transformation, dealing with the darkness, going beyond and into the shadow self, with Libra energy being present here. Really looking into the traumatic past, it feels like. And it's hard, right? Because we want to let that go, but sometimes we can't let it go because we've compartmentalized it and we put it in these neat little boxes and stored them away so beautifully on the shelves that they belong into, or that we feel like they belong into. And so having to unpack those boxes and to look at the contents, excuse me, can be extremely scary, right? But what happens when you look at that and you go through it, right? There is no going around it. There is no going above it. There is no going underneath it. The only way is through. And when you unpack those boxes and you go through it, you can really, really release that energy for good. This is a lot of difficult energy, right? Deep hidden emotions. This is deep hidden fears as well. So it's like these are things that affect our emotional ego and really design our lives in such a particular way. This is how we show up. There's a bumblebee. This bumblebee is hanging today. He wants to hang out. So maybe a bumblebee means something to you. Maybe bee spirit will show up today in the cards. Who knows? But I do feel like Bumblebee has a message for you. So if you want to look further into that, that may help you with this release. We do see this as a very deep, hidden, dark emotions. And those fears that we let rule our lives, we begin to not really see how it's affecting our choices, right? So like fear of abandonment makes us act out in a certain way, like, don't leave me, but I can't get close because if I get close, then you're going to leave me and I'm going to be the one that gets hurt. And so you have these very different energies where it's like, I want you to love me wholeheartedly, and yet I can't love you wholeheartedly because if I do, what happens if I get hurt? And that what if is the fear playing out within us. It's like, well, what if this happens and I get hurt and I get left and I get forgotten? Then all of it was for naught, right? And so that's what it feels like is coming through. Now, a fear of abandonment is just one. There are many, many fears that we all go through. But this is what it feels like, is just bringing it to light and beginning to balance it out. Okay? These are things that you once, at one point in time, your internal self fought against your ego. And your ego said, no, these are dangerous things. I'm going to win this. And so we let the ego win because we needed someone to protect us when we got hurt when we were young. And it's put you in a place where you may have indecisiveness, where you may have passive aggressive tendencies. At times you may be superficial, and it's not like these are things that you're trying to do. Okay, it's not like you're coming into the world like, I'm just some superficial biznatch and I'm just going to act that way. And it's cool if you are, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, most of this is very subconscious. And we see that here with the 8th house. This is why a lot of people have difficulty with Scorpio energy. and Pluto energy is because it's very difficult energy. It's very difficult and it's hard to move through. Okay? But it's within the subconscious, and that's the power of our transformation, is when we dig deep and we understand ourselves, we begin to receive clarity about what our fears are and what our destructive patterns and behaviors are, right? And so, wow, I just moved the whole thing here. And so, yeah, shift, right? Like it shifted. And so you want to shift your perspective from those destructive patterns to being empowered. And that's the power of being an empowered empath on this journey, is remembering that you have the choice and you have the power to choose. You do not have to stay in that old energy. You can choose to stay there if you like. That's fine. But look, we have the North Node. It flipped out in the reverse. And so it's just saying, like, you can absolutely stay there, right? That would be South Node energy. It's what you're comfortable with. We'll see what else comes out. But we have destined to have, like, you're destined to be empowered. You're destined to have that strength of character that says, I am, I can, and I do belong. Okay? Because you do. Even if you had some really hard things that happened to you when you were young as a child. But see, this is something that needs to radically change. Transformation, radically change. This is something that's being asked to being looked at here. When you look at it, you'll be able to let go. Again, early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication with House 3. This is all confirming what I was feeling. This is something that's affecting the emotional ego, which has such a huge impact on our rational mind, the way we communicate, the way we show up, but showing that this came from your childhood, the childhood life that you had, right? This is something that you went through that has impacted you so profoundly that it has literally altered the way that you would show up. If you were in a healed state, you wouldn't have shown up in this way. We have time to let go with the groundhog spirit coming out, number 31. You are stable. Okay, it might not feel like it, and unpacking this might make you feel way less stable, right? But you've already built this very powerful foundation. Nothing is going to crumble it. Even if it feels like it's going to crumble and fall away, it's not. You're so much more amazing than you give yourself credit for. And when you let go, you're freeing yourself up to let yourself shine, with Peacock Spirit flying out here in number 46. This is the completion of a cycle for you, but this is also something that's been blocking your heart. So whether you want love, you want to manifest something amazing, whatever it is, this is a hindrance for you on your journey. On the bottom of the deck, look, we have Starfish Spirit with open to the infinite possibilities. This in numerology is 5. We have that very uncomfortable place of change, which is what the North Node is. It is a very uncomfortable place to be at. Supremely uncomfortable. No one wants to go into North Node energy. If it weren't uncomfortable, there'd be more people walking in their North Node. Like, that's simple, right? But the truth is, it's a very uncomfortable place to be at. And so, loyalty. So you're going to be calling in people who are loyal to you. Okay, people who want to be there for you. So it does feel like this is playing on that abandonment wound here. Like, that was what I was getting when I first started the reading, is this feeling of abandonment. This is something that you do have to put in work at. Okay, you have to heal yourself first. You have to let go of these fears. When you let go of these fears, you'll be able to open up to the possibilities of what can be. Okay, and that's not always easy. You know, I was actually experiencing this myself. I actually have a group of women who don't know one another, but they all know me, right? And somehow, shape, or form, I have become friends with them all. And you all know I've been on this journey for a long time. I've been really alone on this journey. And it's not like I have like super, super close friendships with them, but that takes a long time to build a super close relationship or friendship like that with someone, right? So I have these ladies that I talk to, and we have laughs, and we talk about all kinds of things, and they each play a different part in my life. Like one of them is very spiritual and understands the universe and the spiritual workings of the universe. And one of them had a lot go on in their life, and they left a very abusive relationship, and it's something that I connect with her on. And one of them is obsessed with yoga and living a positive life and just all these beautiful things. And the last one is very connected with God and very religious. I will say that's very religious, but we have this shared interest of source energy, which I call God source. But it's like understanding that love. Like she gets that love from God and she understands that, and that's something that we get to share. And so I at times will find myself in self-sabotaging energy where I begin to believe that one of these women is against me, and they've never given that energy to me, not energetically, not physically. It's not like something that has actually, it's just me being an old energy because of an abandonment wound, something that I've had to let go of. And so it came up recently again, and I had to ask myself, what is this? And when I asked myself, what is this? Then I began to unpack that very uncomfortable box, 11:11 on the clock. It's time for you to emerge. It's time for you to spread your wings and to fly. Okay? You are beautiful, you are strong, you are magnificent, you're unfolding into this beautiful lotus flower. You're growing out of the mud and the muck, right? It's only through that difficult place that you find your strength. And that's what it is. And yes, what you went through as a child or in your younger years, it was awful. And you did not deserve to go through that. Okay, you didn't. And if you need someone to say that, I'm here telling you that. It was unjust. It was cruel. It was downright malicious. And you didn't do anything in life to deserve that. Okay? But you also don't deserve to let that be what holds you back from living the life you've ever wanted, like what you've dreamed of. You don't deserve to let that hold you back either. That is too much weight and baggage and garbage just dragging around with you. Let it go. It's okay. You'll get there. And if it's hard for you to let it go, don't pressure yourself either. There's no need to rush that. Everyone's healing journey is different. But if you don't start looking, you'll never get to that place where you're healed. And so that's what they're bringing up today in this message, is it's time for you to start looking, just peeking under the box. Just open it up and peek in there. And if you feel brave enough, reach in and pull out one item and see if we can unpack that. Okay? It's not about doing this all at once. It's not about you racing to a finish line of being healed. It's just, we need you to begin to look at this so that you can unblock your heart and begin to manifest the life you've wanted. Okay? So this is what I see for you. If you feel like this is your message, leave a moon emoji down below and say, sometimes my emotions do get the best of me, but I am so much stronger than them, and I'm learning to navigate with grace. Leave me a thumbs up. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links down below in the description box. In order to do so, you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information. You can follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio on Spotify, and you can join as a member. When you click the link, it'll take you to the landing page that shows you all the options available and what comes with each option. So I do hope to see you on memberships. If not, thank you for your continued support here. I am going to go ahead and leave that there though and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.